Hey, Onyanyoro topi there now. All of my hands white or pink, set me rala now. School K, where you day, straight to Fisher House. I see some young cars flying out of the window now. It's Thursday, man on level, hope you're ready now. But I beg you, please, big Chiola. Biko, Chiola. Having said that, all rise for the last stanza of the school anthem. Stupid boy. Junker. I said last stanza. Idiot.
Also himself. Live and direct. This is Chijoke. For those who haven't seen him in the last 25 years, place to be. Today, live and direct in the building. Welcome. They want to show himself as a returning officer. And this is SM Murago. And we have the rebel leader. And Bobo himself. It's about time. It's about time, bro. And the senator himself, senator in the building. Uchen Zuzo himself. We are here. Arrival and accreditation. I know. And we have the VP. We have the VP. My man.
From morning till the growth of my wings, all my dreams are mine. With alive, that will shine. As early as when we took over the school, I don't think they were going to be that mandatory. But the most important thing is that we have to fence this place. Otherwise, maybe one day they start encroaching and then encroach whatever we have done, and take over. And as such, the Fisher has no child. Can you imagine that? Can anybody do that? You have no child, and you bequeath whatever I have to the black man. And he's living in nursing home till he died. I worked in the United States for 54 years. To be honest, the worst job I did was to work in that nursing home. But this man sacrificed till here. So why shouldn't we sacrifice? Even if you own 10 plots of land there, why can't you sacrifice it? Even if you own the White House there, why can't you sacrifice it? If a white man did it for a black man.
We will also honor a host of others for their invaluable contributions. Dr. Israel Anhiwe, Dr. Eugene Ibe, Mr. Chukwudi Onwodinanti, Engineer I.M. Ugwegede, Engineer Ifeanyi C. Oji, Mr. Nnamdi Nwoke, Mr. God Grace Abo, Mr. Chukwuemeka Okereke, Dr. Stephen Umazoye, Mr. Uchenna Ugochukwu, Mr. Chinazam Oshaboto, Mr. Ike Chukwu Mezurike, Chinedu Ọhasi, Oge Chukwu Nwankwo, Chukwu Mahanya, Chibueze Uchendu, Chinedu Achọmma, Obi Ike Chukwuemeka, Ugwu David Kelechi, Onoka Ikechukwu, Pastor Izuchukwu Ogbonna, for their steadfast service to the class of 1994 in particular, and to Government College Umuahia in general. It is only befitting that we pause to reflect on the remarkable journey towards Government College Umuahia's rebirth and the tireless efforts of so many Umuahians to reclaim stewardship of our beloved school from the Abia State government and rescuing it from the brink of ruin. We owe a debt of gratitude to all who have contributed so selflessly, and it is imperative to immortalize those whose dedication has been instrumental in reviving Government College Umuahia. The story of these renaissance will be incomplete without an expression of profound appreciation to the late Lucius Wosu, SAM, and his estate, whose transformative financial and strategic investment paved the way for our success. Our heartfelt wishes extend to the Government College Old Boys Association Lagos branch, who exemplify that nothing is beyond our reach. To the Government College Old Boys Association USA branch, which swiftly assumed leadership of this noble endeavor with grace and generosity. And to the Government College Old Boys Association Abuja branch, whose zealous members have worked relentlessly for the school's restoration, each deserving of our lasting gratitude. The annals of Alma Mater will long preserve the life spirit, advocacy and personal sacrifices of Professor Ikem Nkekenye, Mr. Onyema Ngele, Mr. E.D. Ukon, Dr. Anele Nebizia, Professor Yupe Beredugo, Mr. Reginald Moma, Engineer Oke Eneli, Engineer Ike Ugwebede, Sir Oni Wama, Mr. Richard Nkabakwala Nnanta, Mr. Ugochukwu Zik, Ogu Udozo, Mr. Victor Igwe, Mr. Chike Nwoke, Sabo Abonye, Prince Adendo Onukwe, Mr. Chukwuma Mmeje, Dr. Okechukwu Enelama, Chief Fidelis Ume, Dr. Emmanuel Okafor, Professor Okeje, Mr. George Anaga Ezibe, and countless others whose devotion have shaped our collective history. Following direct consultations with the principal of Government College Umuahia, the Government College Old Boys Association Class of 94 is proud to announce our commitment to collaborate with the Fisher Education Trust Fund and the School Management Board and fund the installation of a solar-powered system at Government College Umuahia to aid water pumping. This initiative not only ensures our continued engagement in the global GCU Old Boys Association discourse as a class, but also significantly reduces the school's reliance on diesel while advancing Government College Umuahia's climate protection agenda. On a more personal note, I express my deepest gratitude to my classmates for re-electing me as class captain for another term. Together we have accomplished so much, and together even greater achievements awaits us. I urge every member to remain steadfast in the face of challenges, to reject slander and divisiveness, but embrace dialogue, to pray continually, to choose the power of peace where it serves our best interest, and to strive always to leave a better world for the generation to come. Yours truly, Umuahia.
Various positions before I became chairman of Google branch. And in several of our meetings, we'll come up and ask any person looking for a job. And people will raise their hand. And we'll tell you, amongst us there, we had heads of parastatals, both federal and state. We had directors in charge of recruitment amongst us. And there, members had to say their wishes and they needed a job. And to tell you the truth, we provided job for Umuahians in Umuahia branch. Through that home branch. Because normally we get together, the home branch, like I said, career advancement. I will tell you the truth. If I did bad, let it be that I did bad. But I will tell you the truth. And I still maintain it as my wife. In every appointment of permanent secretaries, it was there before me, and it continued even after me. There must be an Umuahia appointed a permanent secretary. Because then a lot of us will sit down and talk and discuss. It gave us opportunities to, within the branch, to know my seniors very, very well, and even the younger ones. So the next one is socializing, like I'm still talking. You socialize with all of the ones. And from there you get to know each other, one on one. I'll tell you that in the branch, the young man on my right is a member of my branch. I will tell you that he does all the whole M6, the whole DJ, everything an Umuahia does within my branch. You can see that kind of connection. There are some, so I don't know about my own branch. There are some that are M6. Everything we do, we try to localize it. We try to localize it. Because the branch offers you a wide range of professionals. A wide range. And it goes like that. That's what we do, and that is what we preach. When we cannot get it, I'll try Lagos Abuja. First of all, there's an actor or an author that came to me in the office. He wanted his books. He wrote very nice books. He wanted his books to be used by the Ministry of Education. I now asked him, where do you live? He said he stays in Aba. So, who is your branch chairman? Who is your branch chairman? He didn't have his name. And I told him, go back and register. Once you register in your local branch, come and tell me. And he did that. And today, his books are being used in the Ministry of Education. Wow. That comes to giving back to the society. Joining the local branch is a way to support the college that shaped your education. Presently, we're talking about fencing. And we're doing it as a branch. Some of us can do it individually, but you know what it means to do as a branch. That means we'll give back, we'll raise more money as a branch, we'll raise more money and get back to the national. And that's the project we're having now.
So you give back, you give a class can give back. But I tell you that as what you do as a class, remember you can also do as a branch.
You understand? So when you have that, you should have, when you want to use a landed property, that property must have a seal of O for the bank to be able to, and then you now get back to the government to do the seal of O in the name of your lender. If you have a house that you want to use to borrow now, what you need to do is to go back to the land registry and make your lender accessible to that land in case of default. But as I told you, personal loans were introduced by CBN, meaning that with your BVN and veritable source of income, and you have a business that you want to do, you can access loan without any collateral. Thank you.
Okay, when it has to do with using your building, just like you said, is there any particular amount or any range of amount that you want to borrow before the bank can request for maybe your building or the CFO of your building? Is there any particular amount? Thank you very much.
The higher the amount, you know, when you want to access loans are graduated in business loan, project finance, lease finance. Like now, you deal on cement and you want to buy a hobo truck. We now know that one hobo truck now should be like 80 million. Is much. You have to give us at least the collateral that will be assessed like 2 or 3 times more than what we are borrowing. So that when inflation sets in, we will know that we have something that covers that amount and still covers the accruing interest that may actually arise. So that's all.
Okay, this concept I want you to help with me. When it comes to investments, the concept of money market, I know it's more crazy and variable, and it's also a more variable investment, and which I also want them to, that's what I hear, because me, I'm also in the banking industry, but I also know that particular kind of investment is even more attractive than our fixed deposit. So since you already have the flow, if you have anything you can tell the class about, and I know the interest rate is higher than fixed deposit, the interest is calculated based on compounding and whatever, so just throw more. Thank you.
Okay, as I said before, treasury bill is more attractive in that the government regulates it. When the government wants 5 trillion naira, the best way to do is just to throw up that treasury bill. But mind you, treasury bills are sold every 2 weeks. Like if they deal this week, the next week that you expect a treasury bill is another 2 weeks. But then, whenever the rates are not attractive, it means there is no, that the government doesn't need more. Or whenever the rates are high, like the rate, you may have a fixed deposit presently now at 10%, 9%, but you now be getting a treasury bill at 16%. So it's only when there is need for government to fund something, the CBN will now sell those bills, those treasury bills, just to recoup money to run the country. So at least you can know from the background now that it's your money that is still being used to actually do all these things at an interest that you know that you cannot say no. But one thing with this is there is this 0.51% interest the bank buys and sells to each customer. The bank still makes that 0.5 margin there. But at the same time, That's why I said treasury bill is more of money that you know that you cannot need in your specified number of days that you want to do that treasury bill. So if you think this money here, I won't make use of it in the next 180 days. Just go ahead and buy the treasury bill. Banks don't really gain as more as they gain in your fixed deposit. Your fixed deposit is the one your bank uses to give loans, while the treasury bills are the ones your bank gets and sends to CBN for the use by the country. I don't know if it actually makes sense.
Positive, yes.
The interest rates are much more higher. Like now, I think the last one they did was 15.5%. Whereas ordinarily, the fixed deposit in the bank is ranging between 10 to 11%. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I want to just throw more light on what I think I've been trying to say. I was actually expecting to address money market investment. Money market investment is actually different from treasury bill and fixed deposit. The concept is new in the banking industry. The concept is actually new. It's not every bank that is it. I'm not sure it's any bank of Kenya or Stanbic, Fidelity, and then Asset Bank. The interest is as high as 18 to 22%. And the interest rate is not, when you come to fidelity annual, this one is your money market investment. Let me even tell you what money market is. Money market is I have a business, I sell cement. You come to me, you have some money, say, now use this business to sell business. Anything that comes out, we will share the profit. So banks are into so many things now, real estate, forex trading. You will not know, they won't tell you exactly what you're doing. But the interest is high. You understand? And the interest is paid on daily basis. The interest comes into your account on a daily basis. 20%, sometimes between 17 to 32%. It fluctuates depending on the dynamics of the market. The market talking about now, the shares can be into shares, and the shares that they're into is not this kind of it's not like forex. Talking about commodities, they sell gold, commodities that are tangible. So if you have any time, you can reach out to the bank and make inquiries. I'm not a core bank. That's why I'm saying this thing with all due respect to the local credit. I'm actually an IT specialist, an IT engineer with the bank, a system engineer. We help to maintain the banking software and all that. But I've known about this thing, and I think it will benefit you. And I have money market. You have your app. On daily basis, you look at your app, you see the interest is growing. And when I say it's compounding, fixed deposit is a simple interest. Some of us that college. Simple interest is that you invest your money for 5% per annum. That means as far as the money is there from day 1 to 300, you're going to get exactly 5% of your investment if it stays in tenure. Money I hope I'm right. But compounding interest is that after every day, any interest accrued on your capital will be calculated for the next day's trade. What I'm saying is, you have 10 million in investment. After, I don't mean it's 20% per annum. But so now it's compounding. So any interest you make on every day, the next day, if that money is 10 million on day 1, day 2 becomes 10 million 500 naira. The next day, your investment, your capital is no longer 10 million. Your capital is now 10 million 500 naira. After that day's trade, you make another 500. You see that day your money will become 1 million 1,000. So on the third day, your capital for the third day is now 10 million 1,000. Do you understand? That's how it grows. Maybe by the middle of the year, with that investment and that's interest rate, maybe you must have accrued 11 million. On the first day of 7 months, your capital that day becomes 11 million naira. So you see that compounding interest is actually more lucrative. You make more money, at the end of the day you smile home. So I want to encourage us, when you go out there, instead of putting your money in feed, I'm not trying to spoil business for the banks. Most banks are not doing this thing because it's a bad business. But actually, it's also a way of them getting, revenue on floating funds. They have a floating fund in that investment. So I think I got my bottom line. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the guy was working, I guess. That was what I actually said. Each person has his own risk appetite. There are certain things that you know that your bank is not at the forefront. So why advertising it? And you know most banks they take this money and fix it into real estate, shares and all those things. And you guys know what actually happens to shares all this while. Shares can crash and all those things and people will start crying power. So whatever your bank is not really into is your employer. So why marketing it? So there are banks who take it as this is our main risk portfolio, let's follow it. But there are banks that will not say no, it will soil our business. Let's just like all those like there is a bank that went into oil and gas in the other time went busy buying houses for these bourgeois in Lekki and all those things, but at the same time it crashed and they crashed out. So please really visit your banker, know the type of product your bank is into and your bank is so strong in, then you actually can do that. But no bank has that 5 risk having it on his head. A bank will actually go to where they are so much interested in and they have the knowledge to trade and make money. Thank you.
And senior partner, the class of 77, we don't joke with them in government college. They have done much and they are still doing much. Let me, on behalf of management, members of staff and students of Government College Umuahia, welcome the class of 94 for your well-deserved reunion in school. We're happy you could make it and you are here today. Government College Umuahia, we call it the new Government College Umuahia anyway, was an audacious move, right, by the FEDT 3 years ago to start a school like this. If I tell you the story, I wasn't there at the beginning, but I followed the story very well. Why? Because I came to Umuahia some 4 or 5 years ago. I started another big school in Umuahia here. If you know Meridian Heights, right? Old Umuahia. Low cost. Yes, low cost. I started that school. So, in my own SWOT assessment, trying to see my strengths, my weaknesses, my threats, I heard of government college. So I came as a parent to come and see this school. So I saw what they were doing at that beginning. What caught my first interest was the land space. I was running a school that had just 7 plots of land, right? We don't even have a big sports arena. We have just one small space for sports, right? Yes, the school is very big, well structured, but no space. They had their permanent site somewhere by that hotel you are using now. There's some land you see just after the hotel going down. Those land belong to that school, right? But they've not done anything. So my first coming here, seeing that this is the land, I was like, wow, this is where someone can really think, bring your experience to bear, and you make something. So I just left it at that. But I heard some of the stories, how they had issues to start, the fee, not the fee, and everything. But it was an audacious start. They did start, right? So we saw them as another rival coming to the stage to see what's going on. But at a point when they needed to have someone to lead this school, I didn't think twice because I've been here before. I told myself, if I had a land like this and things to play with, I would do better. So when it was time, they said they needed a principal. I just told someone, I think I'm interested in that job. I was doing well where I was. They gave me everything, gave me a car, a driver, and everything. My house was well done, but I needed to come to government college. So I told those people there I needed to go. I told them I was going back to Lagos. They said, oh, going back to Lagos? Until when they saw me back to Umuahia, they were very surprised and said, oh, you went to a rival school and everything, but that was it. That's how I found myself here. And since I came here, it has been one stride to another. I looked at the school and told myself we needed to change the structure and the function. So my first job was to put a substantive structure in place. If you come to this school now, everything is well structured. This school can run on autopilot because everything is done the way they should be done. Right? I didn't make that on ground. We had to do that and everything. And the result is clear. Come to academics, we are doing well. We did our first international exams, right? I've been in this business close to 30 years. I mean, look very young. I'm not young. I mean, I have a small young face. I think I should join the set of coming this year to mark my 50th. So I'm not young. I've seen people come to say, you were leading, I'll not be smiling. I'm not a young man. I'm young. God just bless me with the young kids. So, we've done a lot in that aspect. I've been in schools where they do exams. Here, it was remarkable. Our first exams, we had students scoring 100% in math, 100% in science, 100% in English. I'm telling you about British exam, not our WAEC or our NECO. Right? When you write a British exam, you know what it is because they don't deal with just what is 2 plus 2 giving 4. No, you must use your intellect. And our students, we have 16 students, and glory be to God, FDT paid for the first set, 16 of them. We spent close to 6 million because we needed to make a statement. They asked me, principal, will you deliver? I told them I have not failed before. I know what I've done. Give me the money, I'll register them, and they will produce the result. To God be the glory. 16 of them passed. None of them failed every teacher. Also, we had to sit for their NECO exams. We opted to do the NECO, not the state exams, because I wanted the national spread. NECO is national, while the state is just Abia. So we opted to do the international exams. And another fantastic result. Our students, they did 11 subjects. We had students scoring all A's in 11 subjects. Our first set, these are students we brought from villages. We needed to start to groom from the 7 till they got to the 9. So it has been a success story. And that's why, if you see the rush to come to government college now, is very massive. We just had the last entrance. People are just rushing. Last entrance, while you are here, there were many entrance there, right? We have people writing online and everything. As I speak today, you hear more when they give the story out there on the platform. We have more than 120 students waiting to come in by September, right? And people are still coming. And we are saying, the number is getting too much. I think we should put a break at this point. It has never happened in GCU. We started with 31 students. The next year, we had another 30 join. But from last year, it has been in the hundreds. Last year, we had 110. This year, we are looking at maybe 130. Like there are people who are seeing this school as a place of first choice. And as a school, we've reversed educational tourism. And what do I mean? People before now come to Nigeria to go and study abroad. But since we started GCU, people are coming from abroad to come and study in Nigeria. We have students from the US, we have students from the UK. Now we have 4 students from the UK, 1 from the US. We have students from Italy, 2 returners from Italy. We have students from Norway, right? We have students coming from Ghana. So we have reversed educational tourism. If we are not doing something good, right, nobody will leave the US to come and study in Nigeria. Does it make sense? But because, number 1, they needed the culture. Number 2, they've seen a place where they can trust that this school will deliver. And I'm telling you, come next year, we will spread our tentacles to other European nations, other African nations. That is phenomenal. I don't think of any school in Abia that has tried such to bring people from abroad to come and study here. That is what GCU is offering. And that tells you something right is going on in GCU. So I thank you all for the support. I've seen what you want to do. I had a chat with your class captain, right? And I told him, I said, look, one of the major problems we have is water supply. Water supply in the sense that because we don't pump. See, our capacity is the school population is becoming increased. We have 2 big tanks, but those tanks don't last again because of the pressure on the tank. So we need the machine, the sumo, to be pumping almost every time. But we don't have the capacity, the power to buy diesel that will use the gen for 12 hours or 10 hours. Diesel, very expensive. So sometimes we use diesel for like 5 hours and we pray that NEPA, PhD and public supply will give us light. So I told him, if we can get a solar panel thing to that sumo, that means we control when we pump. We can pump 5 times a day, we can pump because of the solar. That will solve the water problem of the school. And he told me, principal will look into it. And I'm glad you have mentioned it, that the class will look into that and make sure that we have a solar powered panel that will power our sumo. With that, you've solved a major problem for us. We will not, because sometimes the students, they suffer it. They have to move from hostel to the classroom block to get water. If that one, the water finishes, because that water there serves the kitchen, which is massive, serve the staff lodge, and also serve all the hostel. Before now, we have 31 students. Their water consumption very small. But as we end, we are ending with about 167 students. The number has increased like 4 times, right? And come September, that number will get close to almost 300. See the capacity. If one student takes a bucket of water in the morning, what will be left for afternoon if we don't pump again? So that is why we raised that issue, and I'm very glad that you've done that for us. Another thing you're also looking at is the whole assembly hall. This school is not complete without that hall. If I tell you that the embarrassment has gone through because of that hall, right? While we were registering for checkpoints, British Council is the one that organizes checkpoints in Nigeria. So they came to register us. They saw this building, saw my office, saw classes. They were wowed when they got to the old hall, because that's where we use for exams. The man looked at me and said, "Is this part of your school?" I said, "Yes, it's part of my school." He said, "No, you have done well anyway. Why this one? Why is it like this?" I said, "Sir, it is work in progress, and they are going to do it." So when we started the exams, right, they now send a lady to come for the exams. The lady got to the hall, the lady said, "No, she's not going to conduct the exam." Here, no way. Where are your student farm? Where is your polling system? Where is this one? Where is that one? Lady called the British Council, "I'm not going to do this exam." And they called me, said, "We told you the day we came that this is my lady. The only thing I can do for you is, I will allow you to write this exam this year. Next year, don't ever expect us to come there and do the exams." And I told them, "Thank you very much for giving us that privilege. See the results we came out with. Just imagine we didn't do the exam because of the poor." So I went back to FDT, this is it. If we don't get it settled before the next exams, they are not going to allow us. Right? I've been to many schools for meetings. Last 2 days ago, I was in Port Harcourt. I was in Norwegian International School in Port Harcourt. Right? We had meeting with British Council. I entered their hall. I looked at it, and every time they put the meeting for us to come to Port Harcourt. So I was asking them, this office, British Council in Port Harcourt, is for South, and Southeast. What's our offense? Why didn't you always come to like Abia, Umuahia? Why must you always come to? And the lady said, number 1 is for logistics, number 2 is everything. And in my mind, something just struck me. If they say you should host the program, where are you going to see that's all you are going to do? Right? So you see, not having that hall is also a disadvantage to us. And we read our exams there. And last time, the hall was dropping water like mad. Right? Anyone that comes to it, I'll tell them, any class that comes, don't use that place. If rain falls, you just be praying it should not rain. If it rains, right? When they did the last exams, I was so touched. We had to go and call the carpenter working on the man. Please help us look for drink anywhere. Just go and do small patching. Because my students were writing the exam and everyone was flooded with water. The team was just pouring water like that. So another thing that needs to be done is that hall. And that hall brings the beauty of the school. That hall is far better than where we are using now. Yeah, that place too is fine. You go there, it's fine. But this one is set up as a hall. You have the stage, you have everything. It gives us that sense. Yes, if that hall is also made. So let me bore you with much of my thing, but we are doing well. We still solicit the support of the old boys, support of everyone, whatever you can do. These boys will not forget you. Because of what you guys are doing and what Bishop supposed to the late person did, we had to put service as part of our core values. These children are taught from day one. See what those boys are doing. In your whole time, after 20 years, 10 years, you must come back and do the same. If a man alone could do this, right? And as a school, we always remember him during his birthday, right? 30th of January, we don't forget. We always have an assembly for him because that man did well for us. The man laid the foundation for whatever we call the renewed GCU today. So let me boy with more. Thank you very much for coming. We are open to any advice, to anything you said to your class we do, and we will be very, very grateful. If you can meet up, give us that solar, you will solve a major problem. And if you can also work with other class to fix this hall for us, it has been too long in coming. Right? They have a lot of things in their hands. They are doing a reposima, they are doing something. So they may not have time for that hall. If sets class can come together and do it for us, we will be very, very grateful. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
My name is Nathan N. I'm of the class of 95. I'm a delegate to the class union of 1994.
Wow. This whole thing started as a dream. Yeah. Then it became a rumor. Then all of a sudden, now reality. Yeah, of course, of course.
I'm happy that at least for 25 years, seen many people, seen Celestine, seen Epo, seen Manoke, seen Ale Baba, seen Logo, seen Emeko Kereke, Bugu, seen Soki. As a very today, as in this week, it has been a very good one. This weekend has been a very good one.
The plenary session was more like an eye-opener. Yeah. I got to realize that our members have not just grown in age and size, but also in wisdom.
And here we are after 25 years. You can see the old faces. You know, men are now looking old. There was something I said in Igbo that whoever conceptualized this idea of silver jubilee, if Friday eat, Yadagrani.
For now, we eat, enjoy, marry. Even if you want to, we do
Time to bring in the young girls. Enjoy yourselves, because tonight it is an August that you never forget.
Thank you very much.
Let's do this. Come on. I see them, they from Don Dada. I tell them nobody bother. Back then they jump on top of Okada. Them they laugh me, say I so local. Another man food is another man poison. Oh, no forget, cause I carry my grace and I carry my fire. Oh, like one ton of murder. Me say bonfire haters, man, I fit fire them.